In today's news, top primary and secondary students celebrated. Global Watchdog cites gaps in enforcement. Beneficial ownership. Unite BVI gives innovators a voice with impact. Challenge. Cape Air Inter-Caribbean boost service after Silver's shutdown. We have the details of this and much more coming right up after a quick commercial break.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Just give me my service. Yeah. Just give me my service. Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Monday, June 16th, 2025. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us and a happy Monday's wish to all. All across the Virgin Islands, students, parents, faculty, and staff are celebrating the hard work of students as the territory celebrates graduation season. That's right, graduation season is in full swing with the H. Lavity Stout Community College being the very first graduation ceremony. Minister for Education, Youth Affairs, and Sports, the Honorable Cherie B. DeCastro, during a recent episode of Virgin Islands Voice, highlighted the accomplishments of students.
It's a very specific time, I guess, and one of the most exciting times in education. While I'll speak to some of the recent updates and events in our priority areas, I want to start off with the very basis for which we educate our young people, and it's for them to be successful. And so we are in the graduation season, and we today would have territory-wide announced the results for all secondary and primary public schools in the territory. I really want to, before I even go any further, thank my team, CEO Crab, our exams officer, Ms. Tyra Hodge, and her entire team, at the exams unit in the ministry, as well as principals, teachers who would have supported this initiative. I believe, as I understand it, for the very first time on our school calendar, we put results there, and thank God, with the hard work of the team, we were able to actually get the results out by today, the designated date on the school calendar. So there was a lot of jubilation throughout all campuses, public school campuses across the territory.
Minister DeCastro also named the top students for primary, secondary, and tertiary level institutions in the BVI.
And I want to take this opportunity to recognize the students in the territory, in the public schools, who would have achieved a significant feat of placing top 10 in the territory for public schools. So I want to start with the primary schools. Number 1, Asia Erickson of the Leonora Delville Primary School. Number 2, Selena Ramota Khan of the Robinson O'Neill Memorial Primary School. Number 3, Zevon Abraham of the Inez Adams Primary School. Number 4, Lucas Anton Finley of the Joyce Samuel Primary School. If I'm correct, did Lucas just win the National Spelling Bee as well, Ms. Crab? Yes, I want to congratulate him. Number 5, Cameron Tadman of the Alexandrina Maduro Primary School. Number 6, Josiah Harris of the Ebenezer Thomas Primary School. Number 7, Trikyron Martin of the Inez Adams Primary School. Number 8, Judari Overton of the Francis Letsom Primary School. Number 9, Taylor Phipps of the Inez Adams Primary School. And number 10, Ebony Sadira of the Leonora Delville Primary School. If you look at that, a lot of young men would have placed in the top 10 of our primary schools. In terms of our public high school students, top 10 ranking, number 1, Amani Brown of the Elmore Stout High School. Number 2, Shania Kanhai of the Brigado Flex Educational Center Secondary Division. Forgive me if I am stating the names inappropriately. Number 3, Jordan Hines of the Elmore Stout High School. Number 4, Dennis Catliff Chalwell of the Elmore Stout High School. Number 5, Aliyah Davis of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. Number 6, Alara Letsom of the Elmore Stout High School. Number 7, Jasmine Brito Heredia of the Brigado Flex Educational Center Secondary Division. Number 8, Frank Olatunji Jr. of the Elmore Stout High School. Number 9, Danya Davis of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. Number 10, Wana Blyden of the Elmore Stout High School. So these would have been the secondary students that would have placed top 10 in the territory's public primary and secondary school.
She also highlighted top students of the H. Lively Stout Community College.
So I also want to take the opportunity to acknowledge the top 2 students of the H. Lively Stout Community College graduating class of 2025. Their graduation is the first graduation of the year tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Multipurpose Sports Complex. And so the top full-time student for 2025 for HLSCC, Anaya Williams, and the top part-time student of HLSCC 2025, Alicia Lewis Stevens.
The British Virgin Islands has been officially placed on the Financial Action Task Force's grade list following a 2024 review that found key gaps in its efforts to prevent money laundering and terrorist financing. The announcement was made during a FATF plenary meeting in Europe on June 13th. The grade listing means the BVI is now under enhanced international monitoring and will need to complete a series of reforms within the next 2 years. Among the areas of concern outlined by the FATF were weaknesses in risk-based supervision of financial institutions, a need for stronger enforcement outcomes, and delays in the implementation of a publicly accessible register of beneficial ownership. While the BVI already maintains a register and shares information with component authorities, FATF is pushing for public access in line with international transparency standards. Government officials, including the Junior Minister for Financial Services, the Honorable Lorna Smith, OBE, attended the session and committed to working through the FATF-approved action plan. The BVI has already passed more than 20 financial crime-related legislative updates, including amendments to the Anti-Money Laundering Code. Now, the new regulations targeting proliferation financing and the establishment of a sanctions enforcement unit. Additional measures have included moving ownership data on to the secure Virgin platform and completing new risk assessments across several financial sectors. However, FATF stressed that implementation, not just legislation, remains key. Authorities will now be expected to show progress through prosecutions, oversight, and consistent risk monitoring. Grey list placement does not equate to being blacklisted, but it can lead to increased scrutiny from international banks and regulators. This may slow financial transactions or increase compliance costs. There's also a risk that the European Union could impose further restrictions if progress is not demonstrated in the coming months. The government has committed to launching the public register of beneficial ownerships by July of 2025. Officials say they are confident the BVI will meet all required benchmarks within the 24-month timeline. Up next, lawmakers debate funding, cleanup strategy, and seaweed spreads. We have these coming right up.
My name is Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer. And the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with Enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, Enviro-based is like, we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As sargassum seaweed continues to wash up along coastlines throughout the Virgin Islands, the House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands turned its attention to the government's response efforts and long-term strategy. Honorable Penn posed a series of questions to Deputy Premier and Minister for Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, the Honorable Julian Fraser, RA, seeking clarity on both resource allocation and mitigation planning.
Sargassum removal, 61,200. Heavy metal sampling, 50,000. Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor Development Program, that's the program that was established before the ministry was changed name. 206,800. East End Fat Hogs Bay, 102,900. Beach Development, 579,700. Land Registry Configuration, $213,000.
Minister Fraser outlined several line items within his ministry's budget, noting that while some funds have been used, others, such as allocations for Fat Hogs Bay development and heavy metal testing, remain unspent. Honorable Penn emphasized that these unused funds could potentially be redirected to strengthen cleanup efforts ahead of the summer season. Now, the conversation shifted toward broader planning and funding mechanisms. Honorable Penn formally asked the minister for an update on the ministry's current sargassum budget, whether the environmental levy could be applied to this issue, and if additional funds would be sought through the upcoming supplementary appropriation provision.
The current budget in the ministry for sargassum removal from across the territory is $38,000.
What's sargassum? I didn't hear you, so. It's 38.
38. Madam Speaker, the funds from the Environmental and Tourism Improvement Levy cannot be used for this purpose. And see, Madam Speaker, this ministry does not intend to source additional funding in the upcoming SAP. And D, Madam Speaker, the ministry's strategy for tackling the sargassum invasion is to focus on priority areas as needed. For example, Trellis Bay, which we've done some work, Beef Island, and Handsome Bay, Virgin Garden.
Honorable Penn continued the dialogue by encouraging further examination, he said, of the environmental levy, originally created to support ecological concerns as a potential funding source, especially in light of the direct environmental and health risks posed by the sargassum allocation at beaches as well as ports.
It could be a real nuisance to the ports and to the businesses surrounding. In terms of the environmental levy, I don't know if you have the information, Deputy Premier. My first follow-up, can you say why not? Because this indeed would be an environmental issue and a concern to our ports or beaches and the health of many persons based on the stench. Once this particular invasion, if it's not addressed quickly, it creates a very foul odor that I'm sure could have some serious health implications.
In response, Minister Fraser clarified that the environmental levy currently funds the Virgin Islands Climate Change Trust Fund, which supports capital development initiatives and is not intended for operational cleanup use. When asked whether the $38,000 allocation would be sufficient, Fraser noted that the ministry's willingness to adopt if the issue escalates will happen.
It's $38,000. It depends on the nuisance that the sargassum caused during the period. And if it does, and it exceeds the $38,000, I think it's natural that we will be seeking additional funds.
The exchange highlighted a shared understanding of the need to maintain clean coastlines, support community health, and ensure key beaches and ports remain accessible as the territory prepares for peak season. Strategic Communications Lead for VI Purpose Fund, Saskia Barnes, is ecstatic about the opportunity to support young entrepreneurs and innovators. Barnes spoke against the backdrop of the officially launched Unite BVI's VI Purpose within its 2025 Impact Challenge, which offers up to $200,000 in funding. Now, the fund is said to be Unite BVI's flagship initiative to support entrepreneurs with bold ideas to protect the environment and build a thriving Virgin Islands. The $200,000 in funding entails a year of business incubation and acceleration support for selected awardees whose businesses contribute to environmental resilience, coastal sustainability, and community well-being. The theme for 2025 Impact Challenge is centered around clean health initiatives. Entrepreneurs, dreamers, and doers across the territory are encouraged to support and submit purpose-driven solutions in 4 strategic environmental impact areas. Those are sustainable fisheries, ecotourism, coastal resilience, and eco-waste management.
And I think also just in the absence of like new and innovative ways to do things, we're also missing out on opportunities for young persons and entrepreneurs to develop new solutions. So I think I'm most excited about the VI Purpose Fund because I believe that that is going to provide the Virgin Islands with such an excellent opportunity to really support those innovators, to really support entrepreneurs and help them bring those solutions to life so that we all can have a better quality of life and to make sure that we protect our oceans and our seas in the Virgin Islands. And I think more than ever before, particularly I think in the Virgin Islands, we have firsthand experience of what climate change is doing. 2017 is still very much in our mind. So I think it's just a really great opportunity for us to provide the world essentially with solutions homegrown in the Virgin Islands. So I'm very excited about what the VI Purpose Fund, the potential of the VI Purpose Fund. Well, I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be thought of to come in and support this project. I'm excited for Lauren to share a little bit more about the Impact Challenge and what that can do. But we are in a fairly small community. The government of the Virgin Islands cannot do everything, cannot be everything to everyone. And, I just fundamentally believe that entrepreneurs, we are the solution to the issues of the Virgin Islands. What we have been missing for quite some time is real financial support and real funding. So I'm excited.
Program Manager Lauren Keel stated that the Phase 1 of the applications process opened on June 1st and closes on July 14th.
This year, our theme is focusing on really inspiring business-based solutions to challenges that are facing our ocean's health. So we have 4 strategic focus areas within that theme. So sustainable fisheries, coastal resilience, eco-waste management, and ecotourism are our 4 themes that fall under that umbrella. But really, taking a step back, it is an innovative business competition that we're running. There's up to $200,000 of investment funding available for entrepreneurial ideas that are hitting the eligibility criteria. And this environmental impact is one of the key eligibility criteria. So we're really excited because we believe that the ideas that our community of entrepreneurs here in the BVI will be able to truly not only impact the British Virgin Islands, but can scale regionally, and we really believe to the world. Yes, so the VI Purpose Fund is for 2025, up to $200,000. That means, and we're going to go into the details of what the application process looks like, the eligibility criteria, and the selections process. But the scope of this opportunity is really that 1 to 6 businesses have the potential to be awarded investment funding. So if we have one fantastic business idea that is really very promising in the solution that it presents to some of the ocean challenges that we're seeing, then the selections committee and the judging panel may choose to really support just that one entrepreneur with a large sum of investment funding. If we have 6 fantastic ideas, then they might distribute that $200K over the 6 entrepreneurs. So it really just depends on the strength of our candidates and the applications they put forward through the competition.
Premier Dr. The Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley believes the VI Purpose Fund aligns with the Virgin Islands Blue Economy strategy, as well as supports the government's vision for sustainable development. He has applauded Unite BVI for its partners for investing in innovation to empower their people and protect their future. Up next, improper dumping could cause fires. $100 fines for violations are now imposed. We have the details of this coming right up.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you,
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, I hop. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Given Silver Airways' bankruptcy, customers here who travel to Santo Domingo and Puerto Rico would feel the effects. However, the BVI Airports Authority said 2 airlines have stepped up to fill the void. These 2 airlines are Cape Air and Inter-Caribbean Airways. The BVI AA says it has been closely monitoring the situation surrounding Silver Airways for several months and has maintained open lines of communication with the airline during this period. The authority said it recognizes the importance of reliable air service to the territory, particularly along the San Juan to TV-Lettsum International Airport route. Now, in anticipation of the potential disruptions, the BVIAA said it proactively engaged in discussions with all airlines currently servicing the San Juan Beef Island route. It also said that as a result of efforts, several carriers have already begun to address the increased demand resulting from Silver Airways service. Now, the BVIAA says they remain committed to enhancing air service to the Virgin Islands by increasing route operations and strengthening the connectivity. Faced with an increase in unsafe dumping practices and to prevent fires at the dump site in Parkwood Pond, the Department of Waste Management is urging the public to properly dispose of their electronics. Acting Director of the Department of Waste Management, Aidan Doward, said while the department routinely reminds residents about safe disposals, they must be mindful on how they discard items such as mobile phones, laptops, LCD screens, modems, and video game consoles, as many of these devices contain batteries which pose a fire risk when disposed of improperly.
Well, we have been privileged over the past 2 years to not have any fires at the landfill in Parkwood Pond, Virgin Gorda, or Anegada that has been reported. Electronics sometimes hold residual energy that sometimes can cause combustion under stressful conditions, i.e. temperature or forceful impact from heavy machinery. And in those instances, we have unpredictable and spontaneous combustion of certain aspects of the landfill that we're able to contain, but we would love to reduce or altogether.
Doward explained that their long-term vision is to partner with markets that can buy back certain electronic items and recycle them on an industrial scale. He added that the department continues to explore responsible and sustainable waste management options for the Virgin Islands, as well as their proper disposal of electronic waste plays a vital role in keeping the territory clean, green, and pristine. To that end, Doward is reminding residents to take electronic items directly to the Parkwood Pond dump site.
We don't want them mixed with your general waste. We would like that waste to be segregated from the rest, to be placed in a separate receptacle, bag, and to be placed near one of our recycling points that accept glass, aluminum, and plastic. It would be helpful if those parcels can be labeled electronic, or if you could take them directly to the Parkwood Pond disposal site or any of the landfills on the neighboring islands. Well, it would be more vigilance on our behalf at the dump sites to more or less sort through the waste in a more meticulous manner. But our mantra stated clear that together we can keep the BVI clean and green. And so the public who still would not adhere to those instructions would realize it can be detrimental to the health of the entire community and territory going forward should we have these chemicals mixed in with our day-to-day waste stream.
Now, persons found dumping waste illegally face a $100 fine. That is it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com. And of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Monday. Goodbye.